Hello everyone, and this is my review for WWE NXT on April 15th, 2015, and this is probably the first time I'm going to go off and say I didn't fully enjoy the show. I wasn't going to say it was overly bad or anything, I just didn't fully enjoy it this week, and that's because of a couple things in there. They start off the show with CJ Parker versus Solomon Crow. I like the Solomon Crow character in the terms of the whole hacker type, or taking over the entire arena, and things going out when he's making his entrance, but his in-ring is where I question at this point in time. And that's just mainly at this point because I feel like it may just because he has a very unorthodox movement style and everything like that, and I'm just not liking it at this moment. I'm going to see if that grows upon me, and they really haven't put him into any kind of full-on storyline yet outside of him debuting against CJ Parker. So we'll see where they go along with it, go along with this here in the future, and I'll see if his in-ring abilities either change or become better, or it just starts growing on me. I like the character as it is right now, but I'm not caring too much for his matches that he's putting on at this point in time. And the other area that I felt was not so good was the debut of Dana Brooke. Basically, entrance-wise, everything, she's good. That's good. She's got that down packed and everything. But the in-ring area in her matches, or in her match tonight, was, you can tell she just started getting into the business. It was very easy to tell, because it was more like when she was getting into defensive mode, where she was getting knocked down multiple times and having to get back up. You could tell she was more just walking into everything. It wasn't like, oh, she's getting up. It's not fluid movement quite yet. Now, if that's the true case there, if she's not, if she's just breaking into the business, okay, she needs to be given a little bit of time before you put a full aspect behind her and whether or not she's going to improve. So she's probably got what you would have to say is probably maybe another 3 or 4 months, and see where she's at that point. But at this point in time, interesting looking finisher with the the Death Valley driver into Michinoku driver type maneuver. It goes into or her finisher, I don't know what they're going to call it in the end, but it starts off in the Death Valley driver position and ends in Michinoku driver position in there. So that was at least a semi-interesting finisher, but otherwise her match was not very good. You could tell she's just getting into the business, and we'll see if there's any improvement over the next few months or anything on that aspect. So yeah, that was what I felt about the Dana Brooke debut tonight. So onto the rest of the show here. The Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy promo, again, was really good. I liked how they're building this storyline where they're teasing that Carmella is going to be the one turning fully heel in some way, shape, or form, like where she'll turn on Enzo and Big Cass and team, or I guess, join up with Wesley and Blake and with the tag team titles. Or, I mean, it could be a completely different aspect where Wesley and Blake's attempts of getting her to get away from them completely fail, and she just stays with Enzo and Big Cass at that point. We'll see where they go with that storyline. That one's actually semi-interesting to me. And it's definitely a nice little change of pace for their tag team division, where they're finally getting Cass and Enzo into that picture. They really haven't put them in that picture yet, and I'm glad that they're finally getting a chance to finally go in that aspect there. Wesley and Blake have been improving over the last few weeks. I thought their promo skills were very lackluster. Originally, they've gotten better. They're still not that great, but they're getting they're getting better in there, and their demeanor out there is definitely changing. You can tell they're more confident and more comfortable being out there at this point in time than they were when they originally came into the company and actually started with their tag team title reign as well. They just didn't look like they were comfortable out there in the ring or doing what they were doing. So that was definitely a good aspect to it as well. And of course, the big match for the night was Rhino and Sami Zayn. I like the promo that Sami Zayn put on before the match there, where he was basically saying, like, even though he isn't the champion, he still has like the biggest target on his back. I liked where they were going with that and his aspect of wanting to get back to facing Kevin Owens again at some point in time. So we'll see how they continue on with that. Storyline. You know they're gonna go somewhere with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens here in the very near future. The match with him and Rhino was a really good match. A good return match for Sami Zayn here, and of course Rhino's always been relatively good. I won't say he's always been great, but he's definitely been really, really good in the ring throughout his entire career, and it definitely showed off here. I enjoyed this match. It was a fun one to watch, a good main event for the night, and yeah, I mean, overall, I'd still say this was a mixed bag show. It wasn't like the spots that they were in that weren't necessarily as good as usual weren't horrible, but they just weren't that good in any way, shape, or form. Like, you know, Dana Brooke's debut was kind of a meh, and you can tell she's very green in the ring at this point. I'm still not sold on the Solomon Crow area, at least in ring wise. Like I said, I like his character. The promo from Alex Riley to Kevin Owens is kind of weird, because basically, why are they putting him up against Kevin Owens again? I know how they started that storyline, but you know that you basically had Kevin Owens squash him already. So why are they continuing on with that in any way, shape, or form is almost a little bit beyond me, but could be very very interesting if they decide to take it in a different route and maybe start allowing Riley to gain more advantage in this inside of this feud. The promo from Alex Riley was relatively good, as it usually is. He's always been really good on the mic, and it's good to see him you know, getting to show that off a little bit more outside of just commentary. So yeah, overall, mixed bag show. And that's my review this week for WWE NXT, and I thank you guys for watching.